everybody, I just wanted to get on and say happy Valentine's Day to everybody. Both people that are single and people that are in a relationship of any sort. Happy Valentine's Day. It is a great day to celebrate a relationship, or it's a good excuse to give a gift. I mean, who doesn't like giving and receiving gifts? So it's a great day for that. Myself, I'm single, so while I'm super happy for all the couples that get to celebrate and have a great time today, this video is just aimed more towards self-reflection and self-care and self-love that everybody should be practicing, not even on just Valentine's Day, but it's a great day to do it, especially if you're alone, to remind yourself, as I'm reminding myself, that self-love and self-care is more important. I guess I speak ahead of myself, but it's probably one of the most important things that we can do for ourselves. Even if we are in a relationship, and probably even especially if we're in a relationship. But certainly, being out of a relationship, I know that caring for myself and doing the best thing for me and making myself feel special and important is necessary for me to feel happy alone. So I'm going to do a quick backstory. I feel I can do this today. And I'm not going to get into it heavily, but for 10 years, you know, I used relationships and I treated men like I would a drug. It was just the next one, the next best thing. So flipping through relationships, constantly needing to be in one to feel complete, and like, you know, it was about, you know, I've read a lot, I don't know. It was a lot about romantic intrigue, is what it's called in a great book that I read. She calls it romantic intrigue, and being addicted to the romantic involvement, not even the sex, not even the relationship itself, but being addicted to having something going on in the romantic sphere in order to be making myself happy. So if I wasn't in a relationship, obviously I was looking for one, or I was looking to be satisfied just for a day. I would look for men to say the right things to me so that I could feel better about myself and have a more complete day. That was 10 years of my life, was using relationships in that fashion. Needless to say, the longest one I had was about a year. It was a very troubled relationship. So for 10 years, I have not ever had a healthy relationship in my life, not romantically. So after those 10 years, I realized that that was a big part of why I was sick, for lack of a better term, why I was so depressed, why I kept going in circles and, you know, the same patterns over and over and over again. So I went a year without it. I went a year, and this is another story, but it's when I got clean too. But right now I'm just focusing on relationships, not anything else. But I went a year without a relationship, and that included no listening to sappy love music, because that was just depressing for me. It made me want a relationship. It reminded me of that. So I took this to the degree that was necessary for me. No sappy love music, no going anywhere where there'd be hot single gay guys. The minute I saw anybody I found attractive, I looked the other way. If I was hanging out in a group of people, I would probably remove myself if there was somebody I was insanely attracted to, so going to extremes for a year to get my head out of that gutter. And that's where I believed I was. My head was in this gutter when it came to romantic relationships. My thought process was really skewed. So, and it helped. I cannot tell you guys, and I tell anybody struggling in relationships who has never done this for themselves, you know, I did it for 10 years, and I never thought that I would be alright without a relationship, or looking for one, or being involved. That year really taught me so much, and I've been, for the most part, content by myself since then, and that was 8 years ago. So 8 years now, I have been basically single. There have been flings, and I'll tell you that every single time I enter into a relationship, or try to enter into anything of the sort, in this last 8 years, it might as well have been yesterday that I was suffering from the need and the addiction. It returns like that. Just like people say it does when if you're a drug user and you're in recovery. You can be 10 years clean and pick up a drug and it'll be like that. Nothing ever happened. You're off and going again. And that's how it is with relationships. I become obsessive, compulsive, I overthink, I'm over analytical, I tear the other person apart, and I destroy the relationship. I make it impossible for that person to like me, and I push them further and further and further away until they have no choice but to just, because it's easier for me to push somebody away than to accept love of any kind, because that way you can't hurt me, right? If I'm pushing you away, you can hate me as much as you want to, and I can say it's all right. Of course they hate me, I'm doing this, you know? So, it's really unhealthy. What I will say is that during this 8 years, though, if I'm not looking for that, I have gone long periods. I don't want to be in a relationship today. The thought of it stresses me the fuck out. It stresses me out. I'm not in a place where I can give very much of myself to somebody else. I'm pretty selfish. I'm a pretty selfish person, so I couldn't share my life with anybody right now. And while I have parts of myself to share, I don't have much to share. And that's perfectly fine right now. I am 100% happy not being in a relationship at the moment. Now would be a good time to say, I guess, if you guys have been following along my channel since it really started, since I went to Europe and to India, that this is what happened, and I don't think I've shared much about it, and I'll share about it quickly right now, is that when I left Europe, when I left England, I was in a very, very bad state of mind, for a lot of reasons. A lot of it was the community. A lot of it was the events that happened. But I felt rejected. I felt abandoned. I felt hurt. I felt attacked. So my mind went right back to this old way of thinking, you know, if I'm not going to use drugs, and I didn't want to, I had drank, and I was like, no, can't do that again. So I'm not using drugs. I'm not drinking. What am I going to do? I'm going to go look for a relationship that's going to complete me. And that's what I did in India, guys. That is what happened in India. I met somebody the day my plane landed, because I'm good at that, and got into a very unhealthy relationship that turned out to be very sick, just like the rest of my relationships. I didn't have any self-love within me at that moment. I was lost. So I reached for this person to help complete me, to help heal me, and this person was very far from being able to do that. Nobody is. So that month in India went very, very bad. It just kept getting worse until by the end, I was drinking again. I was doing some things to help myself feel better that weren't helping at all. And that's when I decided to come home. And that's why I stayed off YouTube. That time in India, you know, there was nothing I could say. I was spiritually bereft. Not gonna happen. Not getting on YouTube. Then I came home, and it was almost worse. It was for quite a while, because I had lost everything. I had lost a dream. I had an aversion to being online and working with my channel. I didn't know where I wanted to go or what I wanted to do. So, you know, I'm still healing from all of that. You know, this may be months later, guys, but for me, it still feels like it was yesterday. I am a lot better, and it's still going to take a lot of work, but I'm definitely still healing from that and working through a lot of shit. And there's still, you know, I still have lots of anger, lots of sadness. You know, when dealing with it, it's something that, you know, I am addressing personally. And for a while here, I was so bad when I got home that I thought nobody in the tarot community is going to take me seriously, even if I do post anything, because I'm a fucking wreck. You know, who's going to want to listen to anything coming from somebody who is just a big ball of misery? I was not giving myself any self-love. There was no self-care. You know, and I feel like I'm regaining some of that. And I don't know. You know, I don't want to be. You know, we think that, what do I want to say? We think that people in this community should be put on pedestals, you know, people that we like to watch and that put out a lot of videos and inspire us. We tend to think these people are extremely spiritual and can't do any wrong, and we look to them, you know, and when it comes right down to it, these people are just as flawed as we are. I am just as flawed as everybody else. We all go through issues. We all have weeks and months of doubt and uncertainty, and even some self-hate mixed in with that. So to say every time that happens, I'm just going to refrain from getting on social media is absolutely ridiculous, because it's going to happen, and I still kind of want to be around. So, what all this is getting to is how important self-love and self-care are, and that is what I've been practicing more of. Doing things that make my body feel good, not in a sexual way. Doing things that make my spirit feel good. And it's not, there are days where I don't do any of that and I feel like shit. There are days when I do stuff like that and I feel a lot better. But overall, it's an uphill slope. And things are getting better and better and better. And since it's Valentine's Day, I definitely wanted to talk about this whole romantic intrigue and being with somebody, that aspect of it. So I think it's just important if you're single, you know, to remember, you know, this year I'm not like that. In previous years, I might have gotten a little bit down, like, I wish I had somebody. Wish I could swap gifts. Wish I had somebody to love me like that. And that couple over there does. You know, all that sort of stuff. And this year, it's not like that. This year, I'm very happy to be alone, to know that I'm working on myself, I'm bettering myself, and that there's no other person in this world that is going to make me a whole human being. I don't believe in that. So, I just wanted to say Happy Valentine's Day, really, especially to the single people, and to remind you to hang in there, do something that makes you feel good today. And I didn't want to make this video that long, but I am going to do just a quick spread. And I encourage you to do this one specifically for me. But I encourage you, if you want to, I mean, there are variants of this everywhere, but do it for yourself. And if you do, leave a comment. Let me know what you got, because I just find it interesting, and I like when people open up. So all I'm going to do is quickly draw 3 cards. One for, what am I doing right now? How am I caring for myself? What am I doing in the right way that I can continue doing? You know, so I know I'm doing something right. You know, we're always doing something correctly. Then the next card, I think, will just be, what can I do better? What do I need to work on? And then the third will be, what do I need to let go of in order to? So, like I said, there are variants of that everywhere. But, I think it's a pretty good, easy spread to focus on what you can do to help better your image to yourself. So let's do it. Okay, so the Empress, for where I'm at, what am I doing well? Self-love, self-care, the Empress, right? She's all about abundance and nurture and comfort. You know, she's got everything kind of in control. She's in control of her life right now. She's manifesting all the right stuff. So, yay, like that couldn't have been better for where am I, you know, what am I doing right? I have a pretty sure footing right now, and I am manifesting stuff, and I'm making sure that I feel like I'm being lifted up, okay? And I think that's what the Empress is here. Then what did I say the next one was going to be? What can I do better? What needs to be done better? What can I work on? And for that, we have the 5 of Wands. So, what does this tell me? Me personally, this is about skirmishes to me. You know, we see the different sides and the little battle with the... so for me, this is telling me to let go of the little things. You know, I do like to argue sometimes, and I like to have my way, and I like to prove my points. And I think this is telling me for more self-love that I need to just let some of those things go. Because in the long run, when I'm arguing about mundane things and things that don't really matter, and trying to get my point across to people that aren't going to listen to me anyway, that's going to do nothing but make me upset, make me angry, and it doesn't serve any purpose. So what do I need to do better? I need to work on just letting that stuff go, letting the little things go, not getting into confrontations over things that don't matter. And then what do I need to let go of? we have the Eight of Swords. So the feeling, the victimization, feeling like a victim, feeling like I'm trapped somehow, and I often feel like that. Like there is nowhere I can go, nothing I can do, I am trapped right now, there's not, you know, and I do feel like that. Probably at some point on a daily basis. There's at some point in my day where I'm like, where do I go? I feel like there's no way out of this, there's no good direction to go on. So I need to let go of that feeling of being trapped. Especially as a single person, it's easy to feel very isolated, very alone, feeling like you need, you know, somebody else to help you out of that mess. And a lot of the times, Eight of Swords is pictured with a woman, right? Bound up. And a lot of times we say that all she needs to do is reach over and untie herself, use a sword to untie her hands and remove her blindfold and walk away. And that's what self-love and self-care is walking away from things that are trapping you, things that are hurting you, things that aren't lifting your spirit up, things that aren't vibrating appropriately with you. So, I need to work on that as well. So I feel like that was a very important spread for me today. It worked well. If you want to do it, of course I'd be interested if you did a video on it, like that'd be awesome. But if you just want to leave a comment and say, this is what I pulled, and this is what I'm letting go of and working on, and what I'm doing right, that'd be sweet. If you don't want to do it, that's alright. Say hi, or not. But that's it, guys. So, just remember, in or out of a relationship, take care of yourself before you take care of anybody else. I know it's cliched, and it's said by everybody, but we can't give from an empty cup. You know, if you're emotionally, spiritually, mentally drained, you can't give to anybody else. So really, we're just hurting ourselves and everybody around us when we're that drained. And what we need to do is work on ourselves to make sure we are full. I hate these cliches, but really, love yourself. Love yourself. Do what makes you happy as long as it's not hurting anybody else. And I wish you guys all the best.